Welcome back to Bostin British Fittle, where Maggie and I aim to bring you as many varieties of different British foods as we possibly can. Today we're doing a Cornish classic. We're doing masked egg on asparagus. This dish is fried bread topped with a poached egg placed on 2 pieces of asparagus, then a clotted cream and mayonnaise covering dolloped over the top with asparagus pieces to finish. One of the most celebrated vegetables in English history and British history is the asparagus. It's full of nutrients and vitamins. There are even certain counties that have a special event of an asparagus day where, no joke, people dress up as asparagus. So the English have incorporated it into several dishes that they've come across, and this is no example. This one hails from Cornwall, which is located here, the southernmost tip of Great Britain. For this recipe, you're going to need 3 slices of white bread, 3 eggs, 3 heaped teaspoons of mayonnaise, 1 heaped teaspoon of clotted cream. I'm using Cornish clotted cream for this, and of course 6 asparagus tipped pieces. Okay, you're going to need to get yourself a frying pan, a little bit of oil. I'm going to use butter, I think, for this one, and a poacher or something to poach the eggs. I've got a little poacher here, which is a bit like a cutter, which is perfect for what I'm going to need it for. So what I'm going to do now is fry a little butter up and poach the 3 eggs. Once the 3 eggs are done, we're going to set them aside and then carry on with the rest. Okay, so the eggs are poaching nicely and we'll get onto the bread shortly. But in the meantime, we're going to prep the asparagus. So I'm just going to chop the ends off, not the tips. All fresh, cut like that. And we're going to boil them for a few minutes. So we've got the thing on here, chuck them in, switch it on. So once they're boiled, just keep them simmering until you're done with both the eggs and the bread. Then we get to the best bit. Right, whilst we're waiting for the last poached egg, we've got the asparagus, it's boiling nicely. So we're now going to prepare the cream. So you want to get your mayonnaise, and pour that into a bowl. Just get all of that out. Oh God, it really stains the bowl, doesn't it? There we go. And you want to get your clotted cream. And then you want to give that a really good mix. Make sure it's thoroughly mixed together to create the cream. Okay, the last poached egg is doing. I've finished boiling the asparagus, I've drained them off, and so here they are. So what we're going to do is chop a third off the asparagus, not the tip end, the other end. So if I there we go, so we've got the tip end and we've got a little bit off the bottom, so that third. And you do that to each tip and you chop them up nice and fine. Well, as fine as you can, because being asparagus, it's quite stringy. chop it up into pieces like that for each one, and then you set them aside. And then we'll get on to the frying of the bread. Okay, the 3 eggs are poached and set to one side. You want to get your original poacher and your 3 slices of bread, and you want to use the poacher to cut that amount of bread out of each slice. I'm going to use a knife just to trim the bread off, because then you'll know you have a perfect piece of bread for each egg. There we go. Perfect poached egg size piece of bread. I'm going to do that to all 3, and then in the same frying pan with the butter, we're going to fry them. And then after that comes the presentation, which is what gives this meal its name. Hi guys, before we go any further, please don't forget to follow, like and subscribe my YouTube channel to get updates on all the other British foods I'm going to try. And if you can think of any other British foods that I might like to try, go on to my Blue Sky account, bostinbrickfittle.bluesky.social. And don't forget to also check out my Instagram page for all the British foods that I'll have tried, and you can see all the images on there. All right, thanks very much and enjoy the rest of the video. Okay, we've got asparagus bits here, so we're going to take a couple. Make sure the tips are facing out. Then I'm going to get a nice piece of the fried bread. That looks really good. Use that side. Then we'll take one of our fried eggs, poached eggs, sorry, and we'll place that on there. I've been cheeky and added a little bit of dill. And then we get our cream, we place it on top, like so, thus masking the egg. Tip it over a little bit, let's put it there. Doesn't want to stay. There we go. So just clean myself up. And then last but not least, we take some of the asparagus ends that we cut earlier. You just drizzle it on top. And that is masked egg with asparagus. Okay, we're going to give some of this a try. So I've got a bit of the bread, the egg, with some of the asparagus and the mayonnaise. Beautiful, creamy topping. The poached egg is cracked beautifully in the piece, and the savoury nature of the fried bread really comes through. Oh, that is delightful. What's nice is, because of the content of both the egg and the fried bread, and because I use salted butter in the frying, no extra seasoning or salt is needed. So we'll try another bit. Again, the beautiful sweet, savoury creaminess of both the egg and the clotted cream mayonnaise goes so well with the fried bread, and the asparagus obviously is a beautiful topper. But what does the pupper think? What does the pupper think? Okay, we're going to try this with Maggie. So we got some of the egg, some of the bread and some of the asparagus here. What do we think to that, Papa? Oh, the tail went. Oh, she's licked that up. Look at that. Oh, she leaves a good mess, but there you go. Oh yes, even the asparagus bits. Can't say dogs don't like their vegetables.